In the context of making and breaking, makers and breakers, my life is about making. My professional life, of course, is about making, but also my private life is about making. And that is because making is progress. If you make something, you always move forward. You create progress. Making is fun. Making brings you into a flow. It really gives you enjoyment. And if you finalized something, it gives you satisfaction. And of course, makers or breakers, making something new, by definition, always breaks with the old. And that can be disrespectful, that can be very respectful, that can be a breakthrough, and it can be very subtle. I'll try to illustrate that a little bit. I love, next to my wife and kids, I love contrast. I love making stuff. I love trying. I love this part of my professional life. That's very fancy. That's in Ibiza at a big party. It's on a roof terrace. It's at the James Bond final. It's in Cannes. Very glamorous, very nice part of my job. But as I said, I love contrasts. In contrast with that picture top left, I love sitting on a stone, cooking a meal on a fireplace. This actually is in a very remote rural area in the middle of France. I think it's the less populated area in Europe. Sitting on a stone, cooking your meal on a fireplace. I love cooking. Cooking is also making stuff, actually. This is an old farmhouse. I was lucky to find it and to buy it 10 years ago almost. Beautiful in essence, but there was quite some breaking to be done. Because the beauty was hidden behind white ceilings, and I asked my son, can we start beating it out and see what we uncover there? And yes, we found the old ceiling back, and we smashed it all down. There was quite a lot of breaking, quite a lot of dirt going on until we could start making again. And we made a beautiful kitchen out of it, pretty close to what it used to be, probably. We got some old photos with it even, so we knew this is how it was maybe almost a century ago. So we made it nice and comfortable, but somehow there's always this guy who wants to make again and then starts to break again. I found, this was this springtime actually, behind the white wall that we hadn't smashed out, the old fireplace. And behind that hole there has been the old stone oven. So that created a lot of dust and stuff again. That's me eating dust on the floor, trying to clean it up a little bit again. But we thought this is beautiful. If we can restore that fireplace, if we can restore that oven. So we started reconstructing with my father-in-law, and he's a retired woodworker. So we built back the beautiful fireplace. But that's only the outside. It's about what's on the inside. So here you see me trying to fit into that oven. We could also reach it from the back. I decided he's very small now to put my slightly smaller than myself son in there and explain to him, yeah, you have to get all the dirt out. Experimenting. Build a stone oven. I'd never done that before. Insulating it first, making the floor, working with cement, with concrete, bricks. And then the big trick is build an igloo out of that. I'd never even made a straight little piece of wall with bricks, let alone an igloo out of stones. You see the outside looks extremely messy, but that's okay, because later you will hide that anyway. So just trying, just experimenting, just having fun while you're busy. And then in the end, yes, we closed it. It didn't collapse. We let it dry a little bit, and then, so this is a sort of speed training in how to build your own stone oven. Then you have to insulate it again. So this is a heat-proof blanket that goes over it, and then you close the whole thing off with insulating cement again as the final thing you do. And then the most important part is the inside. This is what it looks inside. You have to try to get those molds out again. That doesn't work because it's stuck, obviously, but then you put those on fire, for example, and you can start making your own pizza, bread, poultry, and all beautiful stuff in your own stone oven. You can start inviting some friends to then enjoy all the hard work, because who doesn't love a good piece of pizza? So, in a couple of minutes, breaking, making, breaking, making. I mean, there is this sort of mindset, there's this passion that always keeps us busy.